how do we shorten our rope? Now, let's say our rope length is too long, right? When we step on it, it goes over our armpit level and our chest level. So what you can do, if you can see here, is I've actually knotted my rope, and that will shorten the rope. So all you have to do is do a basic knot, and that will actually shorten your rope. So once again, to know you have the proper rope length, you step on the rope with one foot, and when you pull it, it should be about at your chest level or your armpit level, the ends of the handles. And that's how you know you have the proper rope. And then to test it out, you can just do maybe one or two swings, one, two, three swings, right? All right. So that's how you test. That's how you measure your rope length. Very, very important, because if your rope length is too long, it will actually catch on your feet and you will make more mistakes. Okay. Okay. So since we've measured our rope length, if you guys have questions, by the way, about rope length or anything like that, please just type in the chat box, and I'll address your questions. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna do a 5 minute warm up. No, 5 minute warm up. So what I want you to do is just follow along with me, so that our body is all warmed up. It's very important to warm up because every time before we work out, because it actually helps prevent injury. So syempre ayaw natin ma-injure. So we will actually warm up. DJ, you can play music in the background while you guys just follow what I'm doing. So just put away your rope first, and what we're gonna do is 2 to 3 minute warm up. All right, there you go. So just follow along with me. We'll start with some jumping jacks. Get your body warm. All right. Okay. All right. And then you can do some arm circles like this. Very important to open up the shoulders, because the shoulders are actually used for jumping rope a lot. And then reverse. Get your body nice and warm. Now I want you to clasp your hands like this, and then open up the wrist. So just do like a figure eight with your
Hearing
hands.
the music is just like seeing the colors of trance and feeling the power of acid.
Wow.
Trance
All right, and then other
and
way.
acid. Trance
Other way around.
and acid. And acid.
Okay, great.
And
After that, you can
acid.
shake it off. You can jump from side to side while shaking it off.
And acid. Trance
So what
and
we're gonna
acid.
do is part of the warm up. We'll actually go over all the moves we're gonna go through today, except that we're not gonna do it with the rope. So first is actually a regular bounce. So I just want you to bounce in place like this without the rope. Without the rope first, just bounce. And notice that I'm bouncing a few inches off the ground only, and I'm landing on the balls of my feet, right? Like that. Okay, good. Next, we're gonna do the side straddles are basically jump rope, so are basically jumping jacks. So all you have to do is open and close like this. So kind of like a jumping jack. You follow along. And that's our second move that we're gonna learn today. First, we're doing it without the rope, so that our bodies can get used to the movement. All right. Next, we're gonna do front straddles. So front straddles look like this: forward, back. So forward and back, just like that. Okay, follow along. Go ahead. Okay. And finally, the last move we're gonna go through today is the high knee. So we'll incorporate that in our warm up. So high knees, guys.
Hearing the music is just like seeing the colors of trance and feeling the power of acid.
Go, guys, high knees. Get those heart rates up. All right. And that concludes our warm up. Thank you for the music.
passes
And
trends and
hope you
passes
guys, just like me, got your heart rates up, no? Very important to do that before we actually do our workout. Prevents injury once again, gets our body ready, right? Okay, so next, what we're gonna go over is breaking down of the form of the regular bounce, right? So the first move is regular bounce, and this is how it should look like. I'll get my rope. You guys can get your rope also. What your hands should always be by your side. So about here, about by your hips, right? Some people have their hands like this. Some people, they use their arms, but actually your arms have to be relaxed and your hands are by your hips. So from the side, this is what it looks like. Notice that my elbows are kind of a bit back, right? So that's the proper form for the arms, for the regular bounce. For the feet, you have to be jumping just a few inches off the floor. So if you can manage not to, most people do this when they jump, they kick their feet back like this. Try not to do that. The proper way is just to keep it relaxed and just lightly bounce, right? So with the rope, you can try along with me. With the rope, this is what it looks like. All right. So notice that my arms are relaxed. The movement is actually coming from the wrists, not the shoulders. So you're allowing the wrists to move the rope. If you can't get the hang of doing it consecutively, you can count in your head 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump rope is all about rhythm. So once you're used to the rhythm, you can actually do a lot of skips in a row. So when I was starting out, that's what I would do. I would actually count 1, 2, 3, 4 in my head. So I would go in my head 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want you to try that for about, we're going to do that for about 5 minutes. We're going to put on some music. We're going to spotlight some people to see how you're doing. If you have any questions about the regular bounce, just type it in the chat box and I'll get back to you. So DJ, we can play the music. Go ahead, guys. You have 5 minutes to practice the regular bounce. So again, elbows are back, shoulders relaxed, hands by the hips. There you go. All right, doing good. Go, Trisha. Keep going, guys. Keep going. And whenever you feel tired, you can rest for a bit. You can see what the others are doing. But again, that's the regular bounce, the foundation for all moves. So you gotta master this one to be able to move on to the different movements. So if you're having a hard time, you can try it without the rope first. Just mimic jumping rope without the rope. If you're having a hard time. All right, go guys. Doing good, looking good. If anyone wants to do a form correction, if anyone wants me to do a form analysis, you can type on the chat box, I want a form analysis, and I can actually take a look at your video and give you, I can give you tailor fit advice on how to correct your form so that you're jumping more efficiently. So if you find yourself tripping over the rope a lot of the time, what I advise you to do is to jump your max amount. So let's say your max amount is 5 times, right?
Hearing the
So after
music is
five, you,
just
you
like
pause
seeing
for a
the
bit.
colors of trance
So
and
let's say you
feeling the
jump five
power
times.
of acid.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you just stop, right?
Acid.
And then just do it again.
Trance.
Oop. One,
Acid.
two, three, 4, 5. So something really helpful is also to give yourself the permission to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes when it comes to jumping rope. It's a learning experience. Notice what you tell yourself whenever you mess up, right? Because when you're able to do that, you can shift that conversation in your mind and you can actually learn better. So again, we're going over the regular bounce. Hands by the sides, by the hips, right? Shoulders are relaxed. The movement is coming from the wrist. And you're jumping maybe 1 or 2 inches off the floor. All right. Okay, good job, guys. So we're gonna go on to our next move. We're about to go into the side straddle. So the side straddle. So DJ, please highlight the again. Good job, everyone. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Good job on going for that regular bounce movement. Maybe a lot of us our heart rates are even higher right now. We're a bit tired, but that's okay because we're working out. It's the start of the day. It's a really good time to work out. So the next thing that we're gonna do is actually the side straddle. So this is how it looks like with the rope. I'm gonna show you what it looks like first, break it down, and then I'm gonna let you guys try it. So opportunity to rest for a bit, grab a drink of water, keep yourselves hydrated. It's starting to become hot in the Philippines, so go ahead, grab a drink of water as you're watching me. All right, so the side straddle looks like this. With the rope, just opening and closing. So it's like a jumping jack with the rope, right? So when you're doing the side straddle, a mistake that a lot of people make is they jump too wide, and what ends up happening is the rope catches on their feet. So what you want to do is jump just a little bit wider than usual, maybe shoulder width apart, or maybe even less, and then go back. So you can try it out without the rope. Just jump about this wide, and then jump back. This wide, and then jump back. And then try it with the rope. Basically, just like the regular bounce, the only difference is you are opening and closing your legs. Just like that. How I'd like to think about it is when I am in the air, that's when I let the rope pass first before I land. I like to think of it that way. Like the mentally, this is how it goes in my head. When I jump, the rope passes, I open my legs, and then I land. So it's like 1, 2, 3. One is me jumping, two is the rope going over my legs, and then three is opening my legs. And the same thing going back. Just like that. So you can start first with a regular bounce. So maybe do like two regular bounces and then get into the side straddle. All right. So let's try it. Let's play some music. I'll give you about 5 minutes to practice the side straddle. Go ahead, guys. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna take a drink of water myself. Go, guys, try the side straddle. So once you know this, you can incorporate it in your jump rope flow a bit later. Again, if you make a mistake and the rope catches, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Dust yourself off and try again. So it might help to go slower than you would, right? As you're learning, you can try going slow, try going with the very slow tempo, right? It'll be easier to learn it that way. So go ahead, guys. Again, reminder, it's all about rhythm. You have to get the rhythm down for it to work. So in your head, you can count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then you can switch from regular bounce to side straddle. Regular bounce, side straddle. So that's something I would do when when I'm trying to learn a new move. I would first start with regular bounce and then do maybe two moves or two repetitions of the move and then go back into regular bounce. So how that would look like is I would just do a bunch of regular bounces like this, and then I just do two repetitions of the side straddle. 1, 2, and then I'll go back to regular bounce. So again, I'm just doing regular bounce and then 1, 2, and then back to regular bounce until I get used to it. And then when I'm used to it, I can do it more frequently. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then regular bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, regular bounce. So as you're learning these moves, it's a good idea to cycle between regular bounce and the move that you're learning. Go ahead, you still have 3 minutes. So 3 minutes to keep practicing the side straddle. Again, if you make a mistake, all good. Part of the process. Go, Jerica. There you go. Kimberly doing the side straddle, looking good. And Anna, one of my close friends, hello. So again, we're doing the side straddle, which is just like a jumping jack, just opening and closing your legs. So the key here is to practice it often so that it starts to become muscle memory. Maybe at first you're thinking about the moves, like I should open at this point in time, I should close my legs at this point in time. That's totally fine, that's normal. Stay in your head for a bit, that's okay. But eventually, as you repeat these moves, it starts to become natural, and you don't even have to think about it anymore. So as you're learning these moves, it's okay to kind of just analyze it in your head, break it down in your head. We all have different ways of learning things, so do the one that works for you. But the end goal is to do the side straddle. Okay. All right, good job, everyone. Okay, so we'll take. So you guys can take a pause. You can take a sip of water. I'll explain the next move set as you are taking a break. So I don't know about you guys, but I've already burned 127 calories in the last 24 minutes, so that's pretty good. Earn the breakfast, earn the food. All right. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is the front straddle. So this is how it looks like. The front straddle is basically like the side straddle, except instead of going side to side, you're going front to back. So from the side, this is what it looks like, just like the warm-up. Okay, so we're doing the front straddle. You can just observe for now as you're taking your break, as you're taking your rest. So this is how it looks like. Front straddle. From the side, this is what it looks like. Okay, so again, basically just like the side straddle, except the difference is you're going front to back. So front to back, right? You may feel like jumping a bit higher for this one. That's up to you. Do what feels right. Um, if you notice yourself kind of, if you notice the rope catching your legs and you're not able to make a full rotation, maybe it's a good idea to ask yourself, what can I do better? What can I do differently so that the rope can go under my legs, right? So again, front straddle looks like this. So notice that I'm keeping the same form with my upper body. This the same exact form as the regular bounce. Arms are relaxed, elbows are back, hands are by my hips. The only difference is when I'm jumping, I'm putting my legs front to back, right? So again, just like with the side straddle, you can try doing this first with the regular bounce. Just do the regular bounce for about 4 or 5 times, and then go into a front straddle afterwards. So that's this how it looks like. Just start with a regular bounce. When you have your rhythm, do like four front straddles, and then go back to regular bounce. So you're alternating between the regular bounce and the front straddle. And eventually, you'll be able to just continue doing the front straddle. Whew. Pretty hard to talk while jumping rope. But yeah, you guys get the idea. If you have any questions about it, let me read the chat box. If you have any questions about it, yeah, if you have any questions about it, just type in the chat box your questions. I'll be able to answer them. So we'll give you about 5 minutes again to practice the front straddle. So go ahead, guys, front straddle. 5 minutes. Again, you can switch from regular bounce to front straddle until you get used to it. So feet going front to back. That's what the front straddle looks like. No kids. Keep going, guys. A minute has passed. Just keep practicing until you get it down, until you get it right. We're going for progress here, not perfection. So as long as you're doing better now than you were earlier, then you're good. Go, guys. Front straddle. If you got that down, you can mix and match between regular bounce, side straddle, and front straddle. Parang dance repo lang. Keep going, guys. You're doing good. Awesome. So, guys, still at the front straddle. We have about 2 minutes left. So again, as you're doing this, just remember to keep proper form. Make sure that you are on the balls of your feet. So if this is your foot, this is your foot. These are the balls of your feet, right? So make sure you're maintaining proper form with all of these moves so that you stay injury free. Again, we're doing the front straddle, just like this. So you can switch between regular bounce and front straddle until you get the move down and you're used to it. You have the muscle memory. All right, keep going, guys. 1 minute. Whew. All right. Okay, you can take a quick break. You can grab a sip of water first. Um, let's talk about the past couple of moves before we move forward. I'm just gonna sit down for a bit. All right, doing good, guys. So, how many of you were able to learn um, the front and the side straddle? I want you to type on the chat box. I was able to learn it, or type whatever you want in the chat box. But yeah, I want to know how many of you were able to learn it, or if you already know these moves, how many of you actually improved on their form? Ayan, so DJ said, me and Carla. Good job, guys. I'll keep trying. That's okay. So as long as you get it started, that's what matters. Kimberly said that she learned it. That's really good. So we're done with the first two variations of the regular bounce. Um, Actually, we have a last one, which is the high knees. But we'll take maybe a 5 minute rest break first. I'll allow you guys to like grab a sip of water and keep yourselves hydrated. All right. So how many of you are sweating buckets right now, just like me? You can type in the chat box, me. So why do we do these variations? You might be thinking, I already know how to do the regular bounce. Why do I want to learn these side straddles and front straddles? So if your goal is to lose weight and burn more calories, doing the side straddle and the front straddle actually burns more calories than your regular bounce. So it's a good idea to have those variations so that you can burn more calories. Also, it's more fun to learn new moves. How many of you are having fun? Raise your hands. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are having fun. Great, great, great. Okay. So we'll go into the next move, which is the high knees. So this one would be um, the one that burns the most calories, which means that it's also the one that's the most tiring. So even without the jump rope, when you do high knees, it actually gets your heart rate up by a lot. So what more when we're jumping rope? So this is a really effective tool if you wanna burn a lot of calories, so that just like me, you can eat more because that's my goal. I burn calories so that I can eat more. Or if you have a goal to lose weight, that'll help you guys with losing weight also. So from Gail, this is the first workout I've done since my kid turned one, and yes, having fun. That's awesome, Gail. I'm glad you're having fun with this. All right, so we'll go into high knees. So it's pretty simple in terms of the concept. All you're doing is, so again, you can break this down by first doing a few regular bounces, and then switch to high knees, maybe one or two high knees, and then go back to regular bounce. So this is what it looks like. I'll show you what the move looks like first, just the regular high knees. This is what it looks like. So in essence, you're just kind of like you're running in place. But yeah, ideally you want your knee to go about 90. You want to make your leg at least 90 degrees. So the higher your leg goes, the more calories you're burning as you're doing this. So again, this is what it looks like. So the way to think about it is, or at least the way I think about it, um, when I do this is, hold on. Okay, the way the way I think about this mentally when I'm doing this is, I try it first without the rope, right? And my goal is whenever I put my knee up, whenever I'm driving my knee up, I'm flicking my wrists down, if that makes sense. So I'm still jumping with my other foot. So you're jumping with your other foot as you're lifting your knee. So this is what it looks like. So you jump like that. So as your knee rises, you also jump with your other leg so that the rope passes. Right? That's the first move. So like that. And then all you do after that is you just switch legs. So as the other knee is going up and the other one is going down, I'm flicking my wrists down. So I kind of just focus on the knee that's going up, right? I put my attention on that particular leg. So when it goes up, I flick my wrist down. So you can practice that without the rope first, just to get the hang of it. So again, as your knee goes up, you're flicking your wrists down. So in essence, you're letting the rope pass as you're putting up your knee. So I'm just doing it a bit more pronounced with my hands, but this is basically what it looks like. You can try doing it without the rope first, just so you get the muscle memory going. And with the rope, this is what it looks like. So notice as I'm lifting my knee, my wrist flicks downwards. Actually, when I'm doing jump rope, I'm only focusing on the wrist flick downwards. I don't actually rotate it that much. I allow the rope to rotate on its own, and I just flick it downwards. But yeah, that's what high knees looks like. Just like this. All right. You can try it on your own first. Go ahead and you can try the high knees with the jump rope. See how it feels to you. Go ahead. We'll give you about 5 minutes to try it out. Again, we're doing the high knees. Gets you to burn a lot of calories. If you find it a bit too difficult to do the high knees, you can try doing running in place first. And basically that's just the same as high knees, except your knees aren't going as high. You're just alternating. You're just alternating between legs. So this is the run in place. High knees is a bit, a bit more expressive. When I was learning this technique, what I would do is I would first practice just jumping on one leg, just so that I'm used to the movement of just one leg going up as I'm jumping rope. So if you're having a hard time learning this move, you can break it down with that. You can try jumping just on your right leg first. So and then left leg, right? And then alternate until eventually you can do it alternating. But how I practiced it was that how I learned it was that I started with one leg at a time first. So I got used to jumping with just my right leg, and then I got used to jumping with my left leg, and then eventually I could do the alternating ones, right? For those of you who are a bit advanced, this is just an opportunity for you to refine your move, refine your technique, right? Making sure that your shoulders are relaxed, your hands are by your waist, right? When you're doing it. So you don't want to have tension. A lot of people, what they do is they're like this, right? When they're jumping rope, their shoulders are up, they're very tense. So you want to relax those shoulders to get more out of the movement, right? So go ahead. We'll give you 5 minutes. DJ, you can play music. 5 minutes to do the high knees. If you're not used to it yet, you can break it down with just jumping on one leg, just learning how to do that first, and then onwards. Pagod na daw sila. I'm glad your kids had fun, Jeremy. Yeah, this is a really good workout. Imagine, 40 minutes goes by really quick when you're jumping rope, especially when you're doing it to music. It's a really good form of workout and it's a lot of fun. That's why it's one of my favorite forms of cardio. So go ahead, guys. Try out the high knees. There you go. Go Anna, go Gail. Jerica has it down. Go ahead, guys. I'm gonna check the chat box as you're doing the movement. All right. Again, high knees. Again, it helps to kind of count in your head 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That helps me a lot in terms of keeping my rhythm. Jump rope is all about rhythm, as I said earlier. So, yeah, be good to jump and count in your head. So, guys. We have about 3 more minutes for this move, and then I'll teach you one last very, very simple move, and then we'll cool down. Doing good, guys. Looking good. Again, if you're not used to the high knees yet or the run in place, you can practice jumping on one leg first, maybe 4 times. And then alternate 4 times with the other leg. If you're still not used to these moves and you're still a beginner, that's totally fine. I want you to just focus on regular bounce. Because when you're doing regular bounce, it builds the foundation of all your moves, right? The goal is, when you're doing regular bounce, for you to not be thinking about it at all. You're not thinking about what move you're doing. It's as easy as breathing. So that's the goal. To do it often enough that it becomes effortless. You're not even thinking about it when you're doing it. It took me about 2 or 3 months of regularly jumping rope for me to get to that point. So you can totally take your time with it, guys. If you're not used to it, you can alternate between regular bounce, to one leg, to the other leg, the high knee, and back to regular bounce. You're basically just breaking down the form, right? Again, the foundation is regular bounce. So try to master that one. But it's good to kind of get familiar with these moves as well, so that when you're ready, you can start to learn them. All right. 1 more minute. Continue practicing. Keep going, guys. Looking good. Get that morning workout in. All right. So that's a very tiring movement. You can take a break or keep going. That's up to you. But I'm gonna go into my next move. So it's actually something that you can do with all the other moves. So get a sip of water first, rehydrate. Okay. So DJ, you can spotlight me, and you can pause the music first so that they can hear me. But you guys are doing good. Good job on learning these moves, on learning the side straddle, the front straddle, and the high knees. So this next move is sort of like a, it's not really it is a move on its own, but then it kind of supports all the other movements that you're doing. You might have noticed before I would jump rope, I would do this. I would swing the rope first from side to side. That actually builds momentum so that when I'm ready, I just open the rope and start jumping, right? But that move is called the side swipe. So I think a lot of you are already familiar with it, but those that aren't yet, side swipes are a really good movement to kind of get yourself used to the moves, to kind of get your body used to the wrist movement, right? So personally, how I do it is I have a leading hand and I have a following hand. My leading hand is my right hand, and so how it looks like without the rope is it's like I'm leading with my right and following with my left, right? So this is something that you guys can do. This is something that helped me a lot get my rhythm down. Just do side swipes first. It's very simple. You can just stand while doing it, right? And then I would usually do 4 regular bounces and then go back to side swipes. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go back to side swipes. So what does that do? It gets you used to the movement. It keeps the momentum of the rope going so that you're not stopping and starting all over again. So yeah, I recommend that you guys learn this simple move, the side swipe, because you can incorporate it with your other moves, right? And when you get really good, you can start to incorporate it in your flow. So in a moment, what we're gonna do to end the session, before we go to cool down, we are gonna do a jump rope flow. So what is a jump rope flow? Just do whatever moves feel good to you. We're gonna play music in the background, and you can just do whatever move feels good. You can do moves that you learned today, like the side straddle, front straddle, and the high knees. Incorporate that into your flow. Yeah, and then just have fun with it. The goal here is to have fun with the jump rope flow. If you make a mistake, that's totally fine. You just start over again. So DJ music, I'll show you what a flow looks like, and then you guys can just do your own. So notice I'm mixing and matching, right? So you can just do whatever you want in the jump rope flow. You can start dancing around just like me when you've gotten used to jumping rope. So go ahead, guys, do a jump rope flow that feels good to you. So 5 minutes of jump rope flow, go ahead. Just enjoy the flow. Whatever comes to mind, just do that one. And yeah, have fun with it. I'll give you guys about 4 minutes for that left before we cool down and end. Good job, guys. Keep going. All right. Whew. Keep going if you're feeling good. Go, Gail. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can stop already and get a drink of water. You can take a break. We're gonna go into our cool down. All right. Thank you for the music, DJ. You can pause the music already. Appreciate it. All right, and let's give everyone a hand. Good job, guys. Give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand for going throughout this jump rope flow and this jump rope workout with me. So before we close, we're just gonna do a quick cool down, and then our agency manager, DJ Demaliwat, will say a few words to thank everyone. So yeah, inviting you to get on your feet and just kind of stretch it out for a cool down. Want you to start with your arms. Just stretch it out like this. You can just follow along and switch. Remembering to take deep breaths as you're doing this. And stretch out your elbows, your shoulders. Again, taking deep breaths. And switch. Other arm. Okay, good job. And then we stretch out our legs. Just balance on one foot, grab one leg from the back, and then just stretch out your quads. Since you used it a lot today. Good job. And your other leg. Again, remembering to take deep breaths as you're doing the stretches. Good. I want you to do a lunge and stretch your calves. So you should feel the stretch on your back calf. You can deepen the lunge to really feel that stretch on your calves. Good. And switch. Other leg. Awesome job, guys. Okay. Thank you, Anna, for joining. Anna has to go. Go ahead. It'll be a good opportunity to eat. So, inviting you guys to just sit down first. Sit down in front of the camera or wherever you are, and inviting you to put both hands on your heart. Go ahead, put both hands on your heart when you're seated in a comfortable position. And inviting you to just take a deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Just take a deep breath and let it enter your heart. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. You can choose to close your eyes or just have soft eyes here. Just gonna do some gratitude work. I want you to just feel grateful right now. Maybe start to feel grateful for yourself first and foremost. Start to feel grateful for yourself for showing up today, for doing the movements, for doing the workouts. Acknowledge yourself for maybe doing something uncomfortable today, going out of your comfort zone, allowing yourself to grow. Next, just send some gratitude to everyone here in this room, people that were on your journey, same journey as you in this jump rope workout. So send some gratitude to everyone in the room. Finally, send some gratitude to everyone who organized this program, organizers. Sending gratitude to my agency manager, DJ, for setting this up. Maybe smile. And one last moment of gratitude for yourself. Thank you again um, for going the extra mile today and working out with me. Really appreciate it. So you can take one last deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And you can release the holds in your heart. And again, let's give everyone a hand. Good job, guys. Really appreciate that you guys came through today and did this jump rope workout. So in a moment, I'm gonna turn the floor over to my agency manager, our agency manager DJ, who organized this activity. He's gonna say a few words before we close. So DJ, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Zach. Can we give Zach a round of applause? Palakpakan natin siya. Ayan, I also would like to acknowledge everyone for being here today. So, ayan, hindi ako naka-open ng camera kanina pero nag-jump rope din kami ni Carla. So, welcome this Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning. I acknowledge you for giving your morning with us, and thank you, Zach, for leading an amazing workout. Nag-enjoy ba kayo? Sino nag-enjoy dito? Type sa chat box, exclamation point. Ayan, so again, we would like to do this, at least siguro we're thinking to do this every month, kahit once a month. Zach, no? Pwede. Siguro first Saturdays of the month para hindi pa
Yeah, we can do that.
masyadong, kumbaga hindi pa naghahabol sa sales, di ba? We have, kumbaga it's a good start. Naisip ko, this is a good conditioning to start the month. To have a great month, no? So even si Dylan nag-enjoy din. No? Nakiki-exercise natin kanina. Ayan, so for those who are first timers, first time doing this, yeah, mahirap siya sa first timer, but the more you do this, just like my experience, by the way, si Zach yung nagturo sa akin to jump rope 2 years ago. Diba naalala ko yung Zach, nasa Sydney tayo.
Yeah,
Ayun,
yeah,
so,
we were learning in Australia.
yes, we were in Australia. Dun pa talaga. So social yung training ko about jump rope, no? And I realized that the more I do it, the easier it becomes. No? So don't worry. This, by the way, excuse lang muna, Dylan. And this session is recorded. This will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So this will be uploaded to our Starbright Financial Advisors YouTube channel. So if you want to review some of the things na tinuro ni Zach, so that next month mas ready kayo, pwede, di ba? So also, invite your friends. We did this for our team of financial advisors para, alam mo yun, hindi tayo puro stress sa business, puro trabaho na lang pinag-uusapan. We also want to take care of the most important thing in our lives, which is also health, aside from wealth. And of course, you can do this with your family, so it also makes it more amazing. We also do this to invite our clients, but to also take care of them para at least we're not just with them when we're talking about finances or about film life or about insurance. So at least may ibang conversation. And lastly, we do this with our friends. Maybe you would want to be part of our family, join the Starbright family. So should you want and you're enjoying the family, this group, we have a lot more in store for you. In fact, on May 22, 3 weeks from now, it's also Saturday, we are having a basic yoga class with yoga instructor, one of our financial advisors, Ms. Karen Demot. So I'm also inviting you there. It's also Saturday, 9 a.m. Invite your friends. All right, so with that, guys, thank you very much for your time. Have a great Saturday and have a great
Picture
weekend
tayo,
with your
DJ.
family. And picture daw tayo, sabi ni Zach, let's go. So kindly open
Yeah.
your cameras.
Open your cameras.